Welcome to this edition of Under the Bleachers. I'm Chris Ransom. I'm Logic, according to William. That's my nickname, I guess. I think he's Hollywood. He used the name Logic in Hollywood. Very entertaining nickname. I don't know why, but I roll with it, I guess. And joining us tonight on Under the Bleachers is Savannah. Is it Savannah Huemoeller? I don't want to mispronounce.
Huemoeller. It's a tough one.
Okay, I actually almost got that. I may have, but let's move on to our topics for tonight, Savannah. Lot to discuss. North Texas football. They got a big game against South Florida. Because I got to be honest, I had you on my radar for a little while. I was thinking about getting you on in the summer, but then I'm like, when's the best day to execute this logistically? And then I checked the North Texas schedule. They got a game against number 24 Central Florida. Coincidentally, the Dallas Stars play their season opener in Winnipeg tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, we got to get her on this week. The timing's perfect. Let's just reach out and see what we can do. And voila, outside of the traffic jam, this has been perfect so far.
Exactly. No, this is the best week to have me because we have Stars rolling. UNT right now is 5-0. It is a good time to be in Dallas as far as sports go here. So good week to have me. Happy to be a part of this. And yeah, lots of Stars news, lots of UNT news. We're excited to get the week finished out, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think what North Texas has done so far is nothing short of spectacular. I do like their center. Their freshman redshirt's been incredible at quarterback so far. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions in 5 games in the season, heading into Friday's contest against South Florida.
He's great. And what I love about Drew Mestemaker is the fact that he had not started a football game since the 9th grade. And right now he is one of the top quarterbacks in college football as far as, what he's accomplished is in the touchdowns, his passing yards. He's been consistent, 0 interceptions. Drew Mestemaker is the guy right now. So I think the real test is going to come on Saturday to see what he can do against that South Florida defense.
That's a Friday night game, actually.
But I'm sorry, Friday.
No worries. College football's on Saturdays. We're used to football being on Saturdays, but then they got the other big game against Mestemaker, Luke McCown. They're going to have that big showdown with UTSA in a week from now. That's going to be on Saturday as well. So 2 big games for Mestemaker and this North Texas Mean Green offense.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially going in against number 24 ranked South Florida. This is the test for North Texas. So this last game when they played South Alabama, their whole goal was to go 5-0. And that would have been the first time since 1959, 4th time in program history. Now, if they can defeat South Florida this coming Friday, that will be still 1959 is the record, but it'll be the 2nd time in program history that they have done a 6-0 start on the season. And I think it's awesome because this is the 5th time in program history for North Texas that they are having a ranked team that they're playing.
I agree, and it's going to be interesting to see how this program does moving forward because I think that American Athletic Conference, I would argue that's probably going to be the conference where the group of 5 team comes from this year with all the talent in place. Navy's undefeated. Memphis is 23rd in the country, 1 spot ahead of South Florida. They're also undefeated. So North Texas, they can run the table. They can make things interesting, maybe sneak in. But I think right now, the only other team in power group of 5 conference that could sneak into the playoff is maybe UNLV. And I would argue there's just so much more talent and quality competition in the American right now. It almost feels like a 5th Power 5 conference with all the competition, all the teams that are still undefeated at this point in the season, which is unusually rare for a smaller conference.
Oh, the American right now is so fun to keep an eye on. The competition is very fierce. I feel like since North Texas has joined the American Conference, it's just been a very great thing for the school itself. There's a lot more competition with it, and I think that gives North Texas the advantage to really push themselves. I like to see what North Texas has done with this defense. It's their first season under defensive coordinator Sky Cassidy, and he's been outstanding for North Texas. He's flipped this defense quite literally 180. They're currently ranked, I believe, 38th or 39th last season. They finished out the season 119th. So it's pretty good.
William, what would you like to ask Savannah? You are the creator of Under the Bleachers. Draft Utopia might be my baby, but Under the Bleachers is yours. So what would you like to ask Savannah?
Yeah, that's for sure, man. You know, it's like you said, you have this chick coming on, and I'm like talking about North Texas football, and it's like, you know, it's like religion down there. I just want to hear a little bit about yourself, you know. I mean,
yeah, absolutely, sure. I actually host all of the games for North Texas, so I went to school there. So it's actually great that they have me back. I come do all of the in-game hosting, and then I do some reports for a local media company in Dallas and cover the team, and then I also cover hockey full time.
Man, that's like this guy over here. I mean, I call him the brain, because I actually, you know, I just what he fits inside of his brain is absolutely crazy. And like I said, with the hockey, football, just everything. But I mean, what are your goals? Like how should I say this? Like, you know, for your career, I mean, is this everything that you're after?
Yeah, essentially, TV was always the goal for me, and sports reporting was always the goal for me. And I'm out there and I'm doing it. And it's such a great market in Dallas to do it in, because sports here, it's tremendous. There's always something going on, there's always a team to cover. College football is huge, it's the mecca for high school football down here. College football is massive. And then I covered the Cowboys for several years too. So I've gotten the best of all worlds in Dallas. It's great.
Sorry for my face, but
No,
yeah,
it's okay.
I'm a Niners fan, so you can only imagine how I feel about the
And when we
Cowboys.
made the thumbnail for we made a thumbnail for Under the Bleachers of like, all right, there's got to be a photo of Savannah that shows more personality. So we found the photo of you in the Cowboys locker room. We edited that out. We put the South Florida logo on. We put the North Texas quarterback on, and then we put the Under the Bleachers logo. That's pretty much the thought process there behind the graphic design and photoshopping on William's part, courtesy of Bazert.
That basically, that's me in a nutshell right there. The locker room, UNT, South Florida. You did the thumbnail perfectly. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I like that. Usually, I you know, try to show it to someone and be like, is this one okay or whatever, you know. But you know, a little bit about my football story is that, you know, I was actually a really hard worker, and I got, you know, physical everything, and I didn't know that football was something that I could actually do. And it just all came back a few years ago. I met a gentleman. It was actually a Facebook argument, but, you know, and I mean, we actually became friends after that. But he had worked for Bill Belichick and Bill Parcells with the Jets for a while. And, you know, I just love to hear people's football stories. You know, like I went through so many concussions. I don't know how do you want to say it, but yeah, that's why I was just asking about you, like as a reporter, as what I mean, is your family into football? I mean,
Yeah. So I actually grew up a Minnesota Vikings fan. And my dad, he was from Minnesota. He dressed both my sister and I up in little mini Vikings cheerleaders outfits. He wanted us to always be Vikings fans, and we are Vikings fans to this day. But my dad also, he wanted boys, and he got two girls. And so good for him, though. He liked having two girls that loved sports. So I knew that I always wanted to be in this industry, and I quite literally moved to Dallas to be in the sports market here because of how massive it is. But I have pretty much hit every single goal that I've wanted to hit in working in sports. I've worked for every team here besides the Dallas Mavericks. I worked for every major league team. And I'm very proud of myself for that. And my dad's super proud of me. And I still root for my Vikings, though, till this day. So I still will not go full board with the Cowboys.
Right. Go ahead, Chris.
I don't blame you. I mean, the Cowboys, they've had just as much heartbreak in the playoffs as the Vikings. I would argue more heartbreak. The losses have been more brutal in the Cowboys end. The Tony Romo fumble. I could go on, but.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the Vikings, it's a struggle. You know, we've never made it to the final end and had a Super Bowl whatsoever. But Cowboys, it's a rough fan base. I've been around it. They are very diehard, very passionate fans, and I have some great Cowboy stories. I've been around it for a long time. Know a lot of the alumni players. Know a lot of the current players, and there's some good stories out there. That's for sure.
Yep. First Stanley Cup I watched was Sabres Stars 1999. That was the year I got into hockey. I was only 8 years old at the time. And I still remember we only had 3 TVs in that house. One was for my older brother's N64. One was for my PlayStation 1 as a kid. And then we had the living room TV. And I guess my parents were cool enough to let me watch the entire Stanley Cup finals when I was 8. It changed when we got to Pittsburgh the following year. But that was one of my fonder childhood memories, is watching the Stars win that Stanley Cup. And also happened in 1999 was the Vikings NFC Championship game against the Falcons. That was the first NFC title I watched. I'm guessing, was that the first sporting event you watched, first taste of heartbreak you got as a kid?
Probably. Yeah, definitely. Like I'm sure my parents were probably screaming down in the basement, pretty upset about how everything turned out. But it's also funny too, my whole family, they're, you know, big Minnesota fans on everything. And so when I came to Dallas and I started working for the Stars, I really threw myself into the fold. And I was always like, oh, the Stars are doing this. The Stars are so good. You know, we've made the Western Conference, you know, the playoffs the last few years. This is just what it is. And my parents are like, you're losing your roots here. Like, come on, you're supposed to be all the Minnesota sports. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, the Dallas Stars are it right now. But, you know, they were originally the North Stars. And so they have the rivalry from that.
Yeah, that actually happened to me as a kid. You know, I'm from Colorado, or should I say I was born here, you know, but my whole family was out on the western, you know, on the West Coast. And so, like I said, that's how I became a 49ers fan. And that was my first, because you were mentioning your first heartbreak, or at least Chris was. But no, that was my first heartbreak, was Joe Montana being traded to the Chiefs, and it like absolutely just killed me, and that's when I knew how much I love football. You know,
yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to go through some of those heartbreak moments with the team in order to really see what's going on out there in the football world. So it's moments like that that's funny, you look back on and you're like, that was a pivotal moment in my life, and you're like, that's what I recall during that time.
Yeah. And it was actually kind of funny because the same thing happened to my son with Peyton Manning, like, except for he got cut, you know, and we were actually the exact same age and everything else, you know, and it was just, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but you know, I'm just trying to get to the point that just how cool football is, you know. Mm-hmm. And to sit there and listen to you. I mean, you got anything else to add, Chris?
My dad, he actually my dad graduated from Tennessee in he graduated from Tennessee. He was born in 49. So he graduated from Tennessee, I think, in 1972. But yeah, we named our dog after Peyton Manning. And I think we moved to Kansas City from Coral Springs, Florida, right as Montana got traded to the Chiefs, because it was like the biggest story in town at the time. And we moved to Kansas City because my dad wanted to open up a restaurant, and that didn't work out. So then we ended up moving to Pittsburgh. But yeah, I was in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. I did go to a Chiefs game as a kid. It was the game against the Jets in the rain in 1998. In the 98-99 season, the Chiefs played the Jets it was pouring. That's the game we went to. So have you or William, Savannah, have either of you ever attended a game in the rain? And what was the experience like?
I have not, and I would absolutely love it, because, you know, just it was like playing football in the snow, you know, when I was a kid in high school and whatever else. But how about you, Savannah?
I have not been to a game that's in the rain or the snow yet. That's something that I'd love to do. I mean, if you're in Denver too, I mean, those Broncos games with the snow, sometimes those can get fun. I'd love to go to one of those, or up in Buffalo where you're just in the trenches and, you know, they had to plow everything right before everyone comes into the stadium. Like that's exactly what would be pinnacle football right there. But no rain for me.
Yeah, no rain. It's sorry, my brain isn't working right now. Chris, can you help me out, man?
I mean, there's a few players, because when I emailed Savannah, the only player on North Texas that I knew was Gabe Blair. Gabe Blair, he was a left guard as a freshman, right guard the last 2 years, gets injured in 2024, medical redshirt, moves inside to center for this season. So Blair has experience on all three positions, and there were some 4 players in North Texas that Savannah wanted to mention, and then I think the Jet. We'll talk a little bit Stars. I don't think we're gonna have time to talk Cowboys, but there's some 4 players on North Texas Savannah told me about, Cam, and then there's 2 players in the portal. Do you want to mention the players in the portal or the players on North Texas that you told me about over the email earlier? I thought you did a really great job, and I appreciate the assistance on some of these.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to some current players for UNT, a couple other guys that I did want to mention, the outside wide receiver, Cam Dorner. I thought his productivity right now, it hasn't totally matched his skill set, but I think that there could be something there. We just have to kind of see how he does the rest of the season. Other than that, I really like David Fisher. He's one of the DBs. I think he has a lot of potential. Maybe not so much as far as if you're looking for different prospects or, what were there. But Shane Witter, he's also really good. He has a good skill set size. He's a linebacker. Trey Fields is another guy. He's ultra productive, but he's undersized. So those are just a few guys that are still kind of on my radar. Let me pull up my portal guys. Obviously,
you mentioned Chandler Morris, the Virginia quarterback, but there's another player I think as well in the Big Ten, DT Sheffield, Rutgers. And Rutgers, I think, Sheffield was our highest graded player for Rutgers. We had 4 draftable players on Rutgers, and DT Sheffield was actually our highest graded player. I didn't know he was at North Texas. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so those guys, ended up being the transfers. And I really like Sheffield. He's great. 20 receptions, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns so far. I'm not really confident that he's going to be a draft pick, but he was a really big-time player for UNT last year. And I did like his work ethic. He seems to kind of fit the size, and he knows where the ball needs to be. So I think there could be something there. Those are kind of the guys that I would keep on my radar right now. Chandler Morris, obviously, he transferred, but then Sheffield as well.
I could see Sheffield going as early as the 3rd round. I could also see him going undrafted. He's all over the place. Exactly. But I do think he's a very good talent and a very hardworking individual.
UNT, I do like this team because they do produce some really good guys. And then, we all know how the transfer portal works, and some guys want to go get some more experience at a maybe bigger university. And I think it all kind of starts at UNT. They've done a lot when it comes to the productivity of these players. There's a few guys right now in the NFL. They came from UNT. They're UNT guys, UNT products. And this team just keeps getting better and better, if you ask me, every year.
Okay, and Stars, they kind of have their backs up against the wall. They got the season opener against Winnipeg. Two of our left wingers are out. Oscar back, he's injured. He's going to be out for the next week, and then Jamie Benn's going to be out for the next month after surgery, I believe.
Yes, he got a punctured lung in the first preseason game. He was required to have surgery. I did go to Stars practice yesterday. Jamie was there. He was just watching practice. He can't really be doing too much physical activity, so it's going to be a little bit until he's back.
Yep. The last North Texas player to get drafted was Jalen Darden in 2021. He was very good at the time. This was before the portal became mainstream. But I do think that streak's going to get broken. I think North Texas, because North Texas went from 2004 to 2021 without a player being drafted. I do think someone from North Texas will get drafted by the end of the decade. I don't know who, but with the program trending in the direction it is, I have to think someone's going to get picked from that program, especially if they keep winning.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think it's bound to happen at some point, like you said, probably in the next decade. I'd probably predict probably in the next 5 years, perhaps. I just think what Eric Morris has done for this team so far and what he's developed in their recruiting processes from being there in college, I can tell you it's elevated so much. So I really like what North Texas is doing.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll see. I'm not looking forward to playing the Oilers again in the playoffs, but the Avalanche looked good yesterday. I mean, their forwards were defending well, like Dallas in last year's playoffs. Their forwards looked very good defending against the LA Kings. I did see a little bit of that game. Outside of the Panthers Blackhawks game, the other games just weren't that exciting as far as being competitive goes. Most of them were blowouts. But I did watch a little bit of hockey yesterday. What else do we have for Savannah before we sign off, William? Because I feel like we've covered everything, and she's done a fantastic job talking football and non-football related topics, kind of just life topics. I think this has been a very good show, and I really don't have anything else at this point.
It's definitely been a good show, and I just really want to thank Savannah for being here. And, hopefully we can have her come back. I mean, I'm glad that Chris brought you here. And
Thank you.
Like I said, I hope to see you again soon. And
I hope to be back. I really appreciate you guys having me on. This has been so fun. Happy to join again. Maybe we'll see if North Texas gets that 6-0 start on the season, and Stars are going to keep rolling. So if you guys have anything Stars related too, we'll see how the season shakes out. Brand new head coach, Glenn Bulletin.
This guy, he's got everything Stars related, but
they're my team. What can I say? I mean, I got this Wyatt Johnson thing my brother gave me for Christmas. It's a Zamboni. I got a Wyatt Johnson autographed puck too, but I got this Zamboni. I haven't opened it because the Zamboni's kind of a collector's item. I don't want to ruin the value of the item, but yeah, it's a Zamboni.
Right.
You know what? I sat down with Wyatt yesterday. I did a feature interview, so I'll send that to you guys. I'm posting it later on Twitter. I'm waiting for all the footage to come back, but he's ready for the season. Year 4 in the NHL. Last year, he hit all his career highs, and I think this season he might just do it again. So,
yeah, sounds like it. It was great to have you on. Thank you for joining us this evening, Savannah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you.
Thank you.